Howdy, welcome back to another episode on the Wholesome Rave podcast. If this is your first time coming on here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video, share this video to your friends and family. Let's get right into the video. Social media has given a lot of people a false sense of value. I mean to say this with the best intention, but a lot of you all are living in a totally confused reality when it comes to social media and the magnitude of problems that follows the word social media. A major problem that it has caused along its journey of uprising is the problem of people experiencing distorted realities, and that is the field with which social media is thriving in this culture. I talk about social media so much because I for sure know that it is the biggest problem that I still face in my life, and I know that I'm not alone in this journey. I know that there are people who want to find a safe space to battle this social media thing out. That is why I always choose to speak on social media, just to create the awareness for as many people possible. In my last video, I talked about the constant mocking of Black women, but I failed to explain in details some of the problems that is causing this to become a norm. I think I may have highlighted that, but this video is coming from a totally different angle. But I'm sure if you watched my previous video, you'd find a lot of things that are relatable to the last video. We as human beings, we learn things by having things happen to us through experiences. That is how we learn. But the issue with social media is that they are pushing so many different narratives. The way we consume this information is insanely fast. The reason I say this is because if you compare our era to the eras which our parents grew up in, the way they consumed information was very limited. The way they had to get to this knowledge was very protected. But these days, we have a lot of people who feel entitled to share their opinions and their versions of distorted realities too. This is causing polarism, especially with lots of these different narratives coming up. So the truth is, this distorted version of our realities is also causing a lot of people to have a distorted versions of who they are, thereby making them to feel as if they are the prize. Values are core principles we live by as humans. But I think a lot of people have a different idea of what should be valuable or what should be considered a good value to uphold. This negative impression they have about what's valuable is based upon vanity, and vanity is something which is not important. It's something which doesn't last. It's something which is superfluous. A lot of women feel so entitled. They feel like they should have nothing to prove, especially to the male counterpart. They feel like they are the prize and that the men are supposed to bow to their feet, to do everything that they want for themselves. Your appearance, as much as it's important to keep up with the good looks, that shouldn't be the essence of who you are as a person. Having your nails done, having your hairs, that shouldn't be the idea of who you are. It should be the substance with which you carry, the things that make you who you are, your value as a woman, the discipline you have made for yourself or taught yourself throughout your years of learning, navigating through difficult hardships in life. That should be the priorities of what we should consider valuable, not our appearances, how fancy we look, having the latest cars. A lot of people are also doing this to show off or leave a good impression. I think I need to talk about this in a separate video because one of the things I see getting popularized is women marrying for content, just to, have the couples content. This is a trend. I know it's shocking, but don't be surprised because it's really happening. Things are happening on the internet that makes people feel it's totally normal. It's sad because even though your appearance is great and on point, what you say, how you behave, there has to be substance also. I try not to judge people. This is solely an educative video. Like in that video, you see these women, they look nice, most of them, but at the end they come across as unattractive because they lack substance. They aren't really saying things that provokes one to think outside the box. We need to do better for ourselves and know the difference between vanity and what is valuable. We need to get to the point where we realize that showing off material things can only get you to some extent, but to really go far, to really go beyond and above, you need to have some substance to you. That is the true value of who you are. What is it that motivates you? Is it having an impression or having people think a certain way about you, or is it living your life with actual principles of generosity, gratitude, kindness, just making a difference, having a life that when you look back at your life you feel fulfilled and you don't feel like you wasted a lot of your time trying to make people like you, trying to make people accept you. The fake life is ruining us. The focus on vanity, on material things, on showing off, and for the men also trying to humble lots of women, feeling like all they need to do is have the money and the women comes. And once you have the money, you can get a lot of women around you, but that doesn't mean they'll stay, because you can have all the money and get all the women, but if you are someone who wants to have something more substantial, relationships that last longer, you know very well that having multiple women around you is gonna at some point cause troubles to those really strong relationships that you should be focusing on, rather than many different relationships. People are literally faking their lifestyles. People are putting on these fake personas, not just on the internet, but it's actually seeping into the real world, like realities. Can we for a moment realize that in the real world, everyone, even though they are trying to put on a facade, they also want to be real at some point? But if we can't for a second understand that we humans need true connection in order to survive, then we're gonna keep facing these problems where people keep getting hurt, where traumas keep getting transferred through our generations to our future ones. It's gonna be a cycle of the same bad things happening over and over again, except we make a conscious effort, know that focusing on the material things is not gonna get you far, but having substance, having more to yourself, having real friendships, people you would live for, except you have that life, it's gonna be a difficult one for you. It's gonna be a long journey for you. I know this is a short one. I hope you found it inspiring. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to like this video, share this video to your friends and family. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.